right, starting the stream up. Happy New Year to Knicks Nation. It's a new year, it's a new decade, and it's a new look. New York Knicks, because they're coming out, stepping into 2020 with a W. 117-92 over the Portland Trailblazers. 3-game winning streak. Revenge game. I mean, what more can you ask for? Alex Wolf from Posting and Toasting. This all made for a quality victory, man. Quality victory, man. How you feeling?
New year, new Knicks, man.
New year, new Knicks, baby.
But really like the same Knicks, because they've been playing this way for now a while now.
Yeah.
Like since Noah took over, really. It's been a couple blips, obviously. The games against, like the Bucks, the Blazers the first time when the Knicks just couldn't hit a shot, that sort of thing. But by and large, like this is the sort of thing we're starting to get used to with the Knicks now. And it's pretty refreshing. I've been feeling great about this. I don't even know where to start with this game. Like, it seemed like, going into the fourth quarter, the story was going to be Mitchell Robinson. And then Frank Ntilikina kind of explodes a little bit, literally explodes on a dunk and
Frank found the juice.
Rocks the whole freaking stadium.
Frank said, "New year, new me, baby. Let's go."
Exactly, man. He's
go.
He ate his Wheaties this morning.
Yeah,
no drinking for him last night.
Nope.
Did not sip too much fine French wine last night. He was ready to rock, man. And you got Reggie Bullock coming back. Is that how you pronounce it?
They switched it up on us. I thought it was Bullock.
That I knew how to pronounce his name. I thought it was Bullock, but it's Bullock.
Breen completely just threw it out there.
Blew my mind with that, man.
Completely mind blown. I agree.
I'm still going with Bullock for now.
Yeah, we'll keep it Bullock for now, man. 100%.
But yeah, he's he comes in, looks like. What rust? That guy had spinal surgery over the summer.
Yeah.
What? Like,
beautiful.
You could have fooled me, man.
Beautiful.
And it's just unbelievable. And then Julius Randle, quietly had an amazing game again too. He's I don't even know. Bobby Portis had a pretty good game. Like, where do we even go with this? There's so many freaking good performances in this game. Like, I don't even know which ones to highlight. I guess that's a pretty good sign.
A very good sign. Very good sign. You know where I'm going to start? Couple things, because I think they all tie in together. They always point to the players-only meeting that they had when they fired Fizdale, and the vets led it. Taj and Marcus Morris led that meeting, and they talked about holding each other accountable. RJ repeated the same thing earlier this week to the media. So you can see that chemistry starting to build. That teamwork they're starting to come together. But also another person that held himself accountable is Mitch. And after that Bucks game, when they got smacked up by the Bucks by 30, Mitch went out on social media. I think it was around December 2nd. And Mitch said, "I got to play better." And from that day on, I don't think he might have had one negative game. Mitch was outstanding tonight. 22 points, 8 boards, 11 for 11 from the field. Mitch was unstoppable, man. The pick and roll was unstoppable. He got every 50-50 ball on the offensive glass. And this was Mitch's best game. I think this was the best game of his career.
Oh, yeah. Ever since the tweet, man, like you said, like the tweet, that was like the jumping off point for Mitch. All of a sudden, he's back to being who we thought he was going to be last year and better.
Facts.
This game, forget about it. It was funny because, I was tweeting off the Posting and Toasting account tonight, and within 2 minutes, Taj Gibson was really getting his ass handed to him by Whiteside.
Yep.
And I was like, you got to get Mitch in there.
Yeah. This wasn't a good matchup for Taj.
No, and honestly, I thought that Mitch was going to struggle a little bit maybe, but I thought it was going to be good for him, right. Better than just keeping Taj Gibson out there to get boxed out and, out-muscled and everything. And Mitch came out there and he kicked Whiteside's ass, man.
He did.
It wasn't even close. From the start,
he put it on Whiteside from the beginning. Whiteside got a little pissed in the third quarter or the second. I don't remember, but Mitch dominated, man.
Literally, one of his first plays after he got checked in was he dunked all over Whiteside. Yeah. It was like a big 2-hand dunk. He kind of bowfooted him a little bit. Got in his face and kind of did the Shaq on Chris Dudley, but without the push afterwards. And then just built off of that. Forget about it. 22 points on 11 of 11. I was actually the only thing that made me slightly annoyed with this game is that they pulled Mitch midway through the fourth and then never put him back in because he actually tied his career high with 22 points.
Right.
And he tied the Knicks single game record for most field goals without a miss.
Yep, without a miss.
With the 11 out of 11. But on top of that, 8 rebounds. He only had 1 block and a steal, but I mean, he was affecting everything on defense. I mean,
even better. How about this? 1 personal foul for Mitch.
Oh, yeah. And teams are straight up afraid to go into the paint on him now.
Yep.
I mean, this was like proof positive of that. Nobody wants anything to do with that. You know, the only real thing that the Blazers could get going was Melo kind of doing a vintage Melo performance.
Yeah.
And, you know, posting guys up on the, you know, the low post and up by the elbow and stuff like that. And, you know, kind of doing his Melo game. And, you know, to shout him out real quick, because obviously, former Knick, a lot of people loved him. He got a lot of, you know, praise and applause tonight. He had 26 points, shot 11 to 17. I mean, that was honestly a great game for him. It was
a great game for Melo, man.
For Knicks fans, it was like having your cake and eating it too tonight. You get to win by almost 30, and you get Melo scoring 26 points. Like,
it was a little nerve-wracking. Well, first off, the Garden faithful, you know, treated him very well. Ovations for the better part of the first quarter. Every time he got the ball, starting lineup. You saw when he went vintage Melo and RJ on the post up, and the crowd was going crazy for him. And then, you know, third quarter, Knicks came out of the halftime up 3. You know, thank God Dame looked like he went out last night. Let's be real. Dame looked like Dame had a happy new year in New York City last night. So we were fortunate there. So Melo starts to, you know, take over in the third, man. It was vintage Melo, as you said. But I thought the equalizer here was Morris and Randall, you know, having good thirds as well to kind of counteract that. You know, I thought that was a key.
Yeah. I mean, Morris had his struggles. I think he started something like 0 for 8
slow. Moon started slow. Yeah.
He didn't have a field goal in the first half either.
No,
if I'm not mistaken.
He had 14 points in the third. That was big.
Yeah.
14.
But so if you take that first half away, he shot I believe 7 of 11 in the second half, and that's pretty solid. Yeah. I mean, I'll certainly take that all day. And Randall had 22 points, 13 boards, 3 assists. I mean, really awesome from both. I won't say awesome from Morris in the first half. I thought he was forcing things a tiny bit.
Yeah.
In the first half, the second half, I thought he settled down and started taking the shots that have been working for him. But Randall, man, he's been a revelation lately. I can't even
accountability.
I was a little disappointed that he didn't get another 30-point game to get 4 straight. Yeah. Because that would have been elite. But I mean, you can't have everything, I guess, in this game. But
he did what he had to do.
Did what he had to do. Yeah, exactly.
Did what he had to do.
And you know what? I was proud of him for not pushing the issue on that too. Because he could have easily. Yeah. You know, he could have reverted back to some of his old tendencies and started trying to push things and you know, not play within the team concept and stuff like he did under Fizdale. But it seems like he's really
he wasn't pressing too hard.
If anybody is buying in to what Miller's putting down, it's Julius Randle. Yeah. Like clearly. He's been the guy that's had the biggest change in not just his performance, but the entire way that he's playing the game since Miller took over.
It's true.
And it's awesome.
Julius has been playing well, man. Second thing we got to point to is the bench. Bullock, as you said, was playing like he was trying to catch up for lost time. It's just refreshing to see somebody who can hit a 3 without you having to pray for it to go in. You know what I mean? Because that's another thing, because our guards just can't shoot for anything. You know, between RJ, Peyton, Frank, you know, DSJ, even when he's healthy, our guards just can't shoot, man. But it was good to see Bullock come back. He had 3 threes in the game. Thought his defense was pretty good for coming back. Portis gave us some efficient minutes as well. I think he dropped 14. And then Frank, you know, Frank stepped it up. 10 dimes for Frank tonight. You know, you saw a confident Frank out there, so that was good to see 9 and 10 on the night. And then obviously Mitch, man, with the 22 points, 8 rebounds. I thought the bench play was outstanding. Everybody plus in the plus-minus column.
Yeah. And, you know, this is like maybe the second or third game in a row where I think the bench has arguably outplayed the starters the last few
definitely,
games. You know,
definitely.
With the exception of maybe Randall. I think Randall's been the constant, but they've been playing a lot of the bench guys with Randall at different points because Randall's been playing so many minutes lately. Tonight he only had 30, but I mean, the previous couple games he'd had something like 36, 38. Yeah. You know, so there's a lot of mixing of him with bench guys. But by and large, the bench has been playing great. And, you know, to your point, Bullock was like, he must have had a great couple practices because it surprised the hell out of me when he got in there first.
He looked like he didn't skip a beat.
Yeah, and he was the first like reserve guard off the bench.
Yep.
Or I should say the first like reserve like wing like shooting guard type, you know. And he got in there and it just immediately started canning shots and looking confident, and it was great. You know, I wouldn't have guessed in a million years that he was coming off of, you know, a spinal surgery over the summer. I mean, I was really scared by that procedure. It sounded kind of nasty, like he had to get some of his vertebrae fused together or something, like because of an issue in his lower back or something like that. But apparently he's okay, because I mean he looked great. His shooting form's a little weird, but it went in. So
his shooting form,
I'll live with it. I don't care. He could do whatever the hell he wants. He can have a Lonzo Ball shot if he wants. If it's going in at that rate, like he can shoot however he wants to.
Very, very weird, man. But like I said, man, all in all, solid game. Salute to Knicks Nation once again. Happy New Year to everybody. Good to start things off with a W. You know what I mean? Definitely good to start things up with a W. We're going to go to the phones. Definitely going to touch on the passing of David Stern. Rest in peace to David Stern. Passed away today, January 1st on New Year's Day. So we're definitely going to get to that. And we got a giveaway. We got a hat giveaway to give away to our fans to kick off the new year. There should be a link going around in the chat. Make sure you sign up, because we're going to announce the winner in about 40 minutes. All right, kicking us off for the new year, Ari from Manhattan wants to talk about the game tonight. Ari, Happy New Year, bro. How you doing?
Hey, Happy New Year, man. Hope everything's well.
Yeah,
first, sorry, I want to obviously shout out David Stern. Obviously, you know, he did so much for the game. You know, he basically, a lot of these players today, the reason why they get the money that they make is because of David Stern. So obviously, I just want to shout him out. But you know, he basically.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Yes. So yeah. So, but besides that, you know, what a win tonight. I think tonight was probably the best win of the season, to be honest with you. And you know, I know a lot of people in the chat are going to be like, "Oh, where's Ari?" Because of the Julius Randle been stepping his play up. And you know, first of all, I do want Julius Randle to do well. It's not like I root against him just to make myself feel right. I want him to do well. But you know, I still think we have to, like, I know everyone's on like a high right now. Like, we won 3 games in a row. You know, we looked really good tonight. But you know, the trade deadline is coming. I think it ends on February 9th or something. It's like early in February.
Yeah. And
you know, I think we have to, like, you know, still trade a lot of these guys, right? I think Marcus Morris needs to be traded for more assets. And you know, Julius Randle, you know, I know he's playing well. I wouldn't mind him staying, but you know, now his trade value is going up. So do you think you consider maybe trading him to get other pieces? What do you think of that?
I mean, of the two, Alex, I'd be more aggressive to trade Morris, just because I feel like you can get a better return for him. I'm not so sure the market for Randall, even though he is playing well. So I mean, you know, I'm going with the more realistic deal that I could get a higher return on.
That's probably what I would say too. I mean, here's my thought. I actually was just thinking about this recently, so this is a well-timed question. I may even write something about this because I have some thoughts on this. But I think it would be foolish to not trade Morris if there actually is a first-round price out there for him, which has been reported already, and I can't see why that would have changed, you know, at any time in the last couple of weeks, because, you know, that was reported only maybe 2 weeks ago. So I would definitely trade him. You know, a lot of people are going to be like, yeah, but the way that he plays and what he's doing is worth more than a late first-round pick, and it's not really about that. It's more about you collect those assets maybe around draft time this year. There's someone available for trade that you weren't expecting, and then you have an extra first-round pick on top of your own, which will be a lottery pick probably still. And that, you know, it adds up to being able to trade for more, or you select another cost-controlled player, and maybe that player outplays his contract. I mean, if the Knicks stick with their same front office, which honestly at this point, I know everybody was freaking out and wanting to fire Mills and Perry as of even a couple weeks ago. I don't know if I'm quite as sold on that anymore, because now it seems like it was definitely a coaching issue and not as much a roster issue.
Facts.
But like, you know, I would trade him. I think I even mentioned it the last time I was on here. I would mention to him, you know, Morris, like, hey, we'd like to have you back because the Knicks will have cap space again this offseason. So maybe try to, you know, extend a preemptive offer to him and be like, we'd like to sign you back on with the team, but we need to do this business decision. We'll send you to a playoff team.
It's just a business decision.
You know, and we'll do well by you. But as far as Randall's concerned, if you would have asked me this like 3 weeks ago, I would have said like, yeah, whatever you could get for him, trade him, because clearly he's not worth it, you know?
Right.
But now I'm like, you know what? Now he's finally got good coaching and he's finally playing the way that, you know, we wanted him to play when he signed here. And so I actually think you might be better served with Randall. Let him play out this season no matter what. See how far this team can get wins and losses wise to kind of build some credibility. Because you'd hate to ship out these guys that are big contributors and then have the team tank again.
Right.
And then that just does nothing. Like when people look back next year on the Knicks of this past year, they're not going to be like, oh, they played really well for a while once Miller took over when they had all their guys, and then they only got bad because they traded them. They're going to look back and be like, oh, clown show Knicks. They were, you know, they only won 20 games again or whatever, you know, and then it's going to become a big joke again. So you could keep Randall. His value presumably won't go down next year, and he signed next year as well with the third-year option, and that's super valuable to a team if, you know, next year they want to trade him. Then they could say, well, you have a third-year option for $20 million, which right now seems like it could almost be a value for him if he continues playing anywhere near the level he's been playing the last couple of weeks. So
yeah,
that's kind of where I'm at with him. I wouldn't rush to trade him. If someone came at you with something insane, like,
of course.
Here's like two scenarios, right? Here's two scenarios. One, if like the Timberwolves are like, okay, we really like Julius Randle, we'll trade you Karl Anthony Towns for Julius Randle, like one or two of your young guys in the Dallas picks or something. That'd be like, take him.
Yeah, of course,
he's yours. Yeah. Forget about it. Like, but like, you know, other than that, it would have to be like, oh, we're going to give you 2 first-round picks for Julius Randle or something like that. But
you still listen, but
you always
I wouldn't be as aggressive as I would with Morris.
The only guys looking untouchable, more or less, but I wouldn't technically call anybody untouchable. Like anybody's available for the right price, but the only guys that I really would not be too keen to listen to offers for would be Mitch and RJ at this point, and probably I'll say Frank just because I love Frank, and I think he's going to be. I think the thing with Frank to me that's appealing is that I think he's going to be available for an affordable next deal, and so that's appealing to me. Like,
and especially where they are with the cap. I'm
thinking about his next contract already.
Hunting.
Yeah, I'm thinking about his next contract already, and I'm thinking like already down the line, maybe when he's eligible for his extension, which I think he can sign one before next season. Yeah. I mean, if they could lock him up for like $8 million a season or something like that for 3-4 years, I mean, that would be a great deal for the Knicks, I think, and I think they should do that. So I don't know. We'll see where that goes, but that's another story for another day.
Agreed, man. Salute to everybody in the chat. Once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. We got 1,000 people watching tonight on Knicks Fan TV. Salute to everybody watching on Twitter, on Facebook, Periscope, Twitch as well. This is #1 show for the fans, by the fans, CP from Knicks Fan TV. Posting and toasting zone. Locked on Knicks own. Sports Illustrated Knicks own. Alex Wolf is in here. J. Ellis he's partying too hard for New Year's Day. The J. Ellis curse is back on. I'm putting it back on like Little B. The J. Ellis curse is definitely back on. So shout out to J. Ellis. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to everybody in the chat once again. We are going to give away the snapbacks soon, so make sure you guys are filling out the form. We got 2 dope snapbacks that we're going to give away tonight. The winner's going to be able to pick whichever ones they want. We got the fresh, all white, crispy, and then we got the orange and blue kind of mural there. So dope snapbacks presented by my guy Shells Heavy. Salute to Shells.
Man, and am I eligible? Can I sign up for this?
Hey, man, everybody can be a winner tonight. Right. It's New Year's, man.
Woo,
it's New Year's.
That orange and blue one is
heat, that orange and blue is heat, man. That orange and blue is heat, man. Salute to my guy Shells for his contributions to the channel. All right, let's get back to the calls. Let's go to Baltimore. Ron is up. Wants to talk about this game tonight. Ron, how you feeling, man?
I'm feeling great. Happy New Year to you both.
Happy New Year, bro.
Man, this is... I mean, look, man, we've been through a lot for so long, and this is why the Knicks fans are the greatest, because you look on Twitter, we've won 500 over the past 12 games, and it feels like we won the championship.
You know what? You know what, Ron? I'm telling you, I felt good about this game tonight, though, man. I woke up today. I was like, it's been a while since we saw some Knicks basketball. I'm ready to get back in it, win or lose. Yeah. Melo's coming back, all the storylines. I just had a good feeling we were going to come out okay.
I'm with you, man. I felt the same way. I felt like this was the game that, Washington, they had obviously Beal was out, some guys were out, but they got it together defensively, and they put a whole game together. It was it's so nice, guys, to see Julius Randle finally playing decisive. I think it's the new coach. I really do. I mean, this is no knock on Fizdale. I know ESPN, they have a love affair with the guy, but the bottom line is Julius Randle's playing decisive basketball. If he doesn't have it, get rid of the ball. This is not hard, and so he is a talented player. So it's just nice to see a guy finally play the way I think the Knicks paid him. So Robinson staying out of foul trouble. Bobby Portis is quietly playing well. I'll leave you with this because I'm sure you got a lot of happy fans like me. I'm just happy that guys finally know their roles. We understand that there's not a ton. Right now, we don't have a superstar guy. Julius Randle's that guy. But the bottom line is the guys on the team, they're playing hard now. They know their roles. We can guard. And these next 4 games on the road, I think is going to tell us a lot. I'm a little scared about this road trip, but what better way to go on the road than after winning 3 in a row? But thank you very much.
Agreed, man. Good call, Ron. Happy New Year again, man. Yeah, he's right, Al. These next few games, I'm going to pull it up. I believe it's Phoenix.
I know we got the double, Laker and Clipper, doubleheader, but they're not back to back. It's like 2 days apart. But
the Laker game is the 22nd. I know I'm going to that
those
game.
Are coming
anybody's,
up.
We got the Laker game in LA. I believe that's the 9th, and then you got the Lakers coming to town on the.
Those are the 2 I was talking about. They're going to be at Staples for 2 straight games, but I think they're separated by 2 days. It's not a back to back. Thank God.
Yeah,
because that would be really brutal to have to play those 2 on a back-to-back. But
good call. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying those will be tough. Those that's like a 2-game stretch that I highlighted all the way back when the schedule came out, and I was like, that's 2 schedule losses right there.
That's a tough little stretch. Let's see what the schedule's looking like here. So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. It's the Suns on the 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
We got the Suns on the 3rd. We have at the Clippers on the 5th, at the Lakers on the 7th, at Utah on the 8th.
Mm-hmm. And then I will be at the game on the 10th, which is against New Orleans, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, yeah.
Actually, so I'll be at that one with SI, and then I'll be at the Miami game the next game after as a fan.
Okay, all right. Good stuff, man.
That one I know the schedule for because I just had to look those up recently.
Yeah. So Ron mentioned Miller's impact on Randle, and you can certainly see it. Obviously these guys took Fizdale's firing as an indictment on them. And if you have some pride, these guys are coming together and they're playing hard. They woke up. But I think Miller's impact is definitely being felt on the team. You saw when they were up by 18. And he calls the timeout, 7.5 left in the fourth quarter. They really broke it open in the fourth quarter, but even with an 18-point lead, he wasn't taking any chances. Definitely takes those. I like how he manages the timeouts to kind of quell momentum, and also how they execute after the timeout. He's been night and day better than Fizz.
Oh, I know. Yeah, the after timeout plays way better. There was that one that freed Randle up for a pretty key 3 at one point there in the corner. Just got Randle kind of moving and ended him up in the corner, and they gave him enough space, and he got inbounded right to him. It was only like a 5-foot pass, the inbound was right next to him, and he just popped that from there, and that was, if I recall, one of the ones that kind of put the Knicks up by like 8 or something like that in the fourth quarter. That was a really kind of a key play because the Blazers were kind of knocking again, and then the Knicks finally just stepped on the gas and put them away. But then on top of that, like you said, managing momentum, it's night and day from Fizdale, because Fizdale, the thing was he would always wait till it was too late, and then once he would finally call the timeout, the team would be demoralized. But then the worst part was he'd have this group out there that was floundering, and he put them right back out there after the timeout. And he'd be like, well, why would you put that same group out there? Just swap out 1 or 2 players. Try to get something different going. You know, why are you calling the timeout right now? And it's different if you're the team in the lead. Then you give your guys a talking to and say, okay, you know, step it up, figure this out, do that. But, you know, if you're behind and you're starting to give up a game-changing lead, you got to change something. Like, that's on you to change something. And Miller understands that very well. Like, he'll call a timeout if the team's floundering and change personnel. But, you know, he calls those other ones too. And it's like, I've brought this up like 10 times now, but it's one of those moments that's going to stick with me the whole season. In Milwaukee, when they got like totally crushed in that game before Fizdale got fired, you know, you had Budenholzer call a timeout like that where the Bucks were up 30.
Screaming on plays. He was screaming on somebody.
Screaming at Giannis, his superstar, you know, screaming at him, telling him to be accountable, play defense, this, that, the other. And then at the end of the quarter, you had Fizdale smiling and clapping and, you know, being buddy with
because he knew he was fired at that point. I mean,
let's be real. He still had one more game to go at that point, too. You know?
I think Fizz knew the writing was on the wall, man. He knew it, man. He bailed early, man.
So, I mean, that's it, but it's good, you know, coaching intangible type stuff. We're seeing out of Miller, like, you know, knowing when to, you know, press his players and, you know, put them in a position where they're, you know, I guess, like, gonna be fixed mid-game. You know what I mean? Like, you know, fixing them before they're broken.
He just seems to have a better handle of momentum and just a feel for the game. You know what I mean? He just has a better feel for it. Salute to everybody in the chat once again. Hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Definitely want to salute some of the super chats that came in. King J number 22 says good win, happy new year. He sends a super chat. Louis B sends a super chat. He says, my boy Frankie Smokes need to play with that energy every night. Him and Big Mitch on the pick and roll was refreshing to see. Absolutely, man. That was an unstoppable play. Frank had he drank some swag juice tonight, Al. I was happy for him. Definitely happy to see that game from Frank. He had Clyde buzzing. Clyde was gushing over him all night, man.
Clyde loves Frank.
Yeah, he does. He does.
It's really cute actually. Like when you hear him talk about Frank, it's like he's talking about his kid or something. Sometimes.
Well, he told you on one of the first telecasts this year that he told Frank he reminded him of himself. Yeah,
and that's pretty damn high praise.
Yeah. Robert Parrish sends us a super chat. He says, Mitch is getting the buzz all over the league. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Robert Parrish. Bad Book 1 sends a super chat. He says, congrats. Nice win, Knicks. Happy New Year, Knicks fan from a Bulls fan and Knicks fan TV fan. Salute to Bad Book. He says, R.I.P. David Stern. Definitely R.I.P. to David Stern on that. And I also want to shout out Michael Parker. He sends us a $20 super chat. Number 1 fan of the show, Michael Parker. So appreciate that. All right, let's get back to the phones out. My man, Ron Cleveland from South Carolina wants to join us. Happy New Year, Ron. How you feeling, man?
Man. CP.
How you feeling tonight, Ron?
CP. hey, I'm feeling the way you feeling.
Hey,
how about that?
I gotta feel good about it, man. First win of the new year. Why not?
I know you feel good, and it's a carryover from the last few years, man. And what I'm loving, man, I'm looking at this game tonight. Coaching awareness, man. Coaching awareness. Mm-hmm. It cannot be understated. I mean, and Al, you brought it up. And the point when that 18 point, when we was up 18, and it was a little break in defense. Miller didn't hesitate. He pulled the trigger. He called the timeout. I'm sitting there at home, and I'm like, oh, he see what I'm seeing. I loved it. And I'm to the point, man, when I look at our team, I don't want no trades. I'm telling you right now. There's only one trade I want. Get Dennis Smith out of here. He's the only one. Move him out of here. When I look at the effect that your boy, oh my goodness, from Boston. Oh, what's the guy name?
What are you talking about? Brad Stevens.
Rob
Stevens.
Oh, not Robinson. What's the guy?
You talking about
man,
coach?
I'm having a brain. No, the player we got from Boston, the Twins.
Oh, Mars. Yeah, Marcus Mars. Yeah.
Yes, Mars. Hey, we can't trade Morris. Morris is only 30 years old. He's only 30 years old, but from what I'm seeing from him, his energy is rubbing off on everybody.
Yeah, well, that's a
Frank
fact. That's
would
a fact.
not have been playing like this if we wouldn't have had Morris. So you don't get rid of him. I love what he's doing, and I agree, man, 100% with the fact David Fizdale. Hey CP, I told you he was going to be gone before January.
Oh yeah.
I told
definitely.
you that guy, and then I saw the article that came out that said he was more concerned with the glamour and glitz. And the more I think about it, thinking back to when he even first got signed, dude was kind of starstruck with the whole idea of being in Madison Square Garden and coaching the Knicks. And the thing I love about Miller, if you look at Miller is like a Bill Belichick type coach. He don't care about no media. He don't care about nothing about getting that W, and he's in the film room. He's one of them guys that look like he'll fall asleep with the tape wrapped around his neck.
Yo, you're right, man. He's just here to work. Yeah, you're right. You're definitely right on
that.
Yeah,
I mean, and that's what we want.
Absolutely.
And that's what New York fans love, and that's what. Hey, so when I'm looking at it, man, hey, I won't be surprised if we keep this team together. We gonna make a run. That 30 win ain't far fetched. This makes what, number 10 tonight?
Yeah. And we set the bar real low. Appreciate the call, right? We set the bar real low, man, this year. But hey, we're at 10 wins. Mike Miller gets us 6. And hey, let's see how it goes, man. Certainly deserves a lot of credit for how this team has been playing. It's not really just about the wins or losses, but just how this team has been playing.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, it's been a huge difference. Like, there's not really too much more to say about it. You know what I mean? Like, it's been a really big difference with Miller at the helm. Mm-hmm. I guess it's just like he's just like a no nonsense, no frills. Like, right. I feel like he doesn't do anything super revolutionary, but he's just employing basic concepts that just make sense, and it's like he makes in-game adjustments, which isn't rocket science, and Fizdale never did that. And that was the biggest problem. And, you see that out of Miller now. It's like, I don't know. It's like Fizdale, I think I may have said this on here. I may have said it on Locked on Knicks. I forget. I don't know. I talk too many goddamn places.
You're everywhere, man. You wear 100 hats, man.
But at one point I mentioned that it's almost like Fizdale used to be like an NFL coach with, the play sheet of, a lot of NFL coaches still have their first 20 plays laid out. And the Knicks would do that sometimes. They would come out of the game real hot, mm-hmm. and then suddenly couldn't adjust to anything, couldn't do anything.
No adjustment.
And it was like Fizdale's play sheet ran out, and then all of a sudden he couldn't adjust anymore.
Yep.
Because he blew his whole strategy in the first 5 minutes. And
true story.
And with Miller, it's different. And with Miller, it's almost the opposite. I feel like a lot of times the Knicks come out not looking as good under Miller, mm-hmm. like they're trying to probe, and then down the stretch they put the pedal to the metal and they make the adjustments and they finally make that push to win the game. And I feel like that's what you see out of good teams more often than not. Some good teams, obviously, when the talent discrepancy is there and stuff, they just come out and they blitz you and then they just keep their foot on the gas the whole game. But when it's relatively even match teams, sometimes the team that kind of almost like rope-a-dopes it and sits there and gets a feel for the game first and then makes their adjustments later when they know that they can do it.
Yeah.
That's sometimes better.
I hear that. I think part of the problem, as you mentioned, to the slow starts. I mean, when I look at the box score, I maybe the answer isn't with us this year, but either the draft or what. But if RJ is going to continue to be the 2, I mean, shooting 3 for 12 from the field. Yeah, Peyton give you 2 for 9 from the field. If we weren't playing defense out there, if Dame didn't play like he was hungover, this could have been a real different game early. You know what I mean? Mitch's efficiency from the field really is what kept us in this game early because Portland got out hot.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Mitch changed things on both ends early, for everybody. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't, he changed things on defense. He changed things on offense. And more specifically, he changed things on the rebounds. He was providing something that nobody else on the Knicks could provide at that particular moment. To your point about, like, Peyton and Barrett, like, I didn't think Peyton played his worst game ever, but he definitely wasn't shooting well.
He still ended up with 8 dimes. I thought Peyton set the tone very early on defense. I thought his tone was very good on defense. Yeah.
Yeah, and he had the couple blocks. And there was a few plays where he really tracked his man well off the screen and stuff like that, and still managed to wall him off. And again, that might have been Dame kind of playing hungover a little bit.
Yeah,
but,
Dame. It wasn't a typical Dame night, clearly. So we got lucky there. Let's call that.
He was a step slow, but I thought Peyton did a good job on him and flustered him early, which then kind of flustered him for the whole game. But yeah, to your point about RJ, I mean, it's weird. Like, I feel like RJ's been alternating good games with bad games lately. Tonight was definitely a bad game. I mean, he got off to a kind of a good start, but he just couldn't hit anything tonight. And I think he's just starting to hit the rookie wall a little bit, if we're being honest. It happens to most rookies, and he's no exception. I know he's in great shape and he's well conditioned and everything, but one of those things that people were saying, oh, it's not going to make a difference, but Fizdale played him like 40 minutes a game for the first, month and change of the season. And I think it's starting to wear on his legs a little bit, because if you look at it just in terms of how many games have they played perspective, he's now probably at about a whole college season, if not a little more now. So he's playing the games in a much tighter window.
Yep.
So I think he's starting to hit that rookie wall. It happens for pretty much everybody, and it was bound to happen to him at some point. But it doesn't excuse the fact that he has to start shooting better. Or I would maybe even consider moving him to the bench, just not as like a statement or anything, but just something to get him more comfortable. Put him out there against second unit guys and let him kind of get his flow back and stuff. They did that with Knox at different points last year.
Yeah.
Moved him around the lineup. I don't think there's any shame in it, as long as it's framed properly. So we'll see with RJ, though. It'll be an interesting next couple weeks because, if you remember right, the same thing kind of happened with Knox last year, that he kind of fell off at the end of December, and then pretty much all of January he was miserable.
Yeah.
And a better part of February, too.
When did he get rookie? He got rookie of the month.
It was December, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. That was when he had that very, very hot month. And then right at the end, he started to tail off a little bit. And then January and February fell off a cliff. And then
March, I think
end of February. Well. And then March and April, he finished strong. So we'll see at what point RJ kind of turns that corner. I think he will at some point, and we'll start seeing play a little more in line with what he was doing earlier in the season. But I guess it's just wait and see at this point.
Yeah, just wait and see, man. Salute to everybody in the chat. Once again, we got over 1,300 people watching right now. Happy New Year, wherever you guys are watching from. If you guys are new in the chat, leave us a hashtag new so we can shout you guys out. Also, 30 cities in the chat. Let us know where you guys are tuning in from so we can shout you out again. Once again, CP from Knicks Fan TV. We've got Alex Wolf from Posting and Toasting joining us. So happy New Year to everyone once again. This show is brought to you by Scotch Porter Premium Beard Products. These are all natural premium beard products that I use. And for our viewers tonight, they are offering 50% off on their beard collection. That comes with shampoo, conditioner, serum, balm, everything that you need to get your beard right. So hit the link in the video description below to get your 50% off deal. Once again, this is the products that I use, man. And Al, as you can see, man, it does wonders, man. I'll send you a package if you haven't ordered yours yet. I'll see if I can get you, get you in there with the company. Let me know how it is. I'm trying to tell you, man, it's good stuff, bro.
Oh, I don't know if you noticed, but the last time I was on, I was talking about how I clean shaven because it was my anniversary because my wife liked that. Now I'm trying to grow it. I'm trying to do the winter beard.
Hey.
My beard is trying to grow up and look like your beard eventually. So, I'm trying to raise it right. But you see, I'm a little more faint than you are. So I need everything I can to volumize this. So I think I might have to get some.
You need some Scotch Porter to fill in that winter fur, man. It's going to start getting colder, man. You need that warmth.
Yep, absolutely, man. I mean, I'm a big bear as it is, but, I still need that extra fur for the winter,
All right, no doubt, man. Salute to everyone in the chat. Someone just sent us a super chat. Who is this? This is Victor. Victor Barahona says he got his revenge. Victor lives in Portland. He's from Oregon. He was at the game in Portland when we got washed by like 30. So salute to Victor on that one. Definitely was a revenge game. And salute to Danny Thomas, sends us a super chat as well. All right, let's go back to the phones. Let's go to Gideon from Brooklyn. Let's talk about the game tonight. Gideon, how you feeling, man?
I'm doing great. How you guys doing? Happy New Year.
Good, man. Happy New Year to you, man.
Yeah, this game was amazing. I liked how our energy was picked up. Mitchell Robinson was feasting up there. Love his slams. I like how, Julius Randle was playing in control of the offense. taking some rhythm shots. I liked how we did a good job containing CJ and Dame. Melo had a big game, but hey, we kicked their butt. So we won 3 in a row, first time this season. And I like how we're starting the new year, and we have a difficult 4-game road trip. The Suns trying to make the playoffs, the Clippers and Lakers, 2 teams looking to win a title, and then the Jazz, a dark horse in the West. What do you think?
Oh yeah, everything you said I agree with, man. It's a tough road ahead, so it's good to get this W to try to give them a little momentum going on the road. And like you said, you got a Phoenix team that started the year off hot. They cooled off a little bit, but obviously on the road in Phoenix, they're always going to be a tough team. Could be a tough matchup for us as well. So let's see if we can 4-game trip. Can we get 2? Can we get that one in Phoenix and maybe steal one? I don't know. The Lakers game will be tough, but yeah, maybe the Utah game. Maybe we can sneak one out. I couldn't tell you the last time we won in Utah, but we'll see what happens.
2013. That's the last thing we won Utah. 2013.
2013. Damn, it's crazy, man. That is crazy.
I think they can maybe take one in Phoenix. I think they take that and maybe the Jazz game. Yeah, I think it could happen.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see, man. Appreciate the call, Giddy. Jay Boogie from North Carolina. What's going on, man? You up next?
Hello? Hey, Happy New Year to everybody, man.
Happy New Year, man. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing good, man. Hey, man, got to big up to the coach tonight, man, because his first game we played in Portland, we got blowed. It seemed like, over these last 4 days, he did a lot of homework and he put together a game plan, knowing the New Year's here. We got a bunch of guys in a big city. He kept them focused, got them ready to come and play, got them upbeat and everything, ready to come play. The first game of the new year, home, Melo here and everything. Everybody was upbeat, riding, ready to go and playing for one another. So I got to send a big up to that coach because he did a lot tonight. And I love that wingspan that was out there with Frank and Bullock. Wow, there was a lot of wingspan that was shutting down them guards late in the game, when we went on our run.
True story, man. Bullock was very active out there, man. Very active out there. 100% agree with you on that, man. Bullock played well, man. And as you said, I think, like I said,
he's getting ready to take a lot of minutes.
Tone. Yeah, he is. You could tell he's definitely going to get those minutes. But I liked how they set the tone. Like you said, they came out ready. It was New Year's Day. You didn't know, all these guys were home. You didn't know who was going out, who wasn't, and who was going to come out slow, like Dame. But, give credit. The Knicks came out with their energy from the opening tip.
Yeah, you know what? To the point, too, about Melo.
That's right.
To the point about, Melo coming back, I give credit, to the Knicks, too, for not – like, I could see where, as a current Knicks player, it could have been a little disconcerting to have the fans cheering. So, I mean, the fans cheered louder for Melo in those first couple minutes than they did for the Knicks. You know what I mean? Like, every time he touched the ball. Props to them for, like, powering through that and being like, no, this is our night. Like, this is our court. This is our night. This is our place now. Like, cheer for Melo all you want, but we're going to win this damn game. Like, we're not going to let it, this take us out of this game.
True story, man. And as you said, Bullock, Frank, Mitch, could be a nice little unit, man. Could be a nice little unit defensively. And, again, once you get in that Frank and Mitch pick and roll, and you're going to have defenders start to cheat off a little bit, you got Bullock in the corner. Now we're talking. Now we're talking spacing the floor and getting some three-point shooters out there. Legit. I think his best year was with Detroit maybe 2 years ago. I think he shot close to 45% from downtown.
Yeah, and last year between Detroit and LA, he had a pretty solid season as well.
Yeah.
Roughly, he posted almost the same exact numbers 2 years in a row, basically. Shot over 40% from three both years, if I'm not mistaken. Or very close to it, and about like 11, 12 points per game. So yeah, he could definitely ride some momentum. He seems like he still has room to improve too. So
need that.
That's definitely a plus.
Desperately, man. So welcome back, Reggie Bullock or Bullock or whatever Bree would say, but welcome back, Reggie. Salute to everybody in the chat. Jesse Cohn is checking in with us. They say #new. We got Chris Norman checking in from Long Branch, New Jersey, your neck of the woods, Al. I don't know how close you are to Long Branch or what.
Pretty close.
Okay.
Close enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We got Mano Ridge checking in from Brazil. We're all over.
We're not close to there.
Yeah, no, we're not close to there at all, man. We're not close at all. Mr. Mookie Mitchell checking in from Brisbane, Australia. What's going on? How you feeling? We got Kevin Chen in here. We got Jesse Cook, also from Brisbane, Australia. Australia's in here heavy, Al. They always, because, they're on, like, the opposite side of the hemisphere. They got, it's summertime out there right now. They're doing everything different right now. So it's daytime for them, so they tune into the show heavy. So we got a big Australian contingent in here. You got to like it, man.
Yeah, shout out, man. That's crazy. I can't believe the reach that the New York Knicks have, man.
Big time.
Always blows me away.
Big time.
We get the same thing on Locked On Knicks, man. I look at, like, where people are listening from, and I'm like, damn, there's people in, like, New Zealand listening to Locked On Knicks. Get the hell out of here. Yep. It's wild.
Big time. And speaking of Australia, New Zealand, next Wednesday I have Corey Homicide Williams. He was a former Rucker Park legend out here in New York. He went down to the NBL, National Basketball League in Australia. He's a analyst there. He's gonna come on the show. We're gonna talk a little LaMelo Ball, a little RJ Hampton, talk about upcoming draft, man. We gotta start thinking about that. So. I'll have him on the podcast on Wednesday, so I know my Australians are very familiar with.
That's a must-watch TV. Must-watch Knicks fan TV.
Must-watch, of course, man. All right, back to the phone. Shamar from Brooklyn, what's going on?
Yeah, what's going on? How you doing?
Good, man. If you're on speakerphone, you just gotta take it off.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah. You sound like you in the hallway or something. Yeah, you gotta take off the speakerphone, man.
Yeah, I'm at work.
Oh, Al, you got the guys that go from work, man. They always have sneak away. They got like their library voice on and everything. Man. It's hilarious.
I won't snitch.
What I was saying earlier was, it's good to see Reggie out there. You see the spacing on the floor when you have a shooter that the NBA defense respects.
Yeah, basically.
And like they couldn't pack in today. They had to spread the floor. They was able for Frank to even get like penetration even easier.
Agreed, man.
And I just want another thing. I really think this game was a good confidence booster for Mitch. Like he really outplayed Whiteside today.
Yeah, and that was a big matchup, man. And appreciate the call, man. That was a big matchup tonight, Al. That was definitely one that I was looking at was Mitch versus Whiteside. And Mitch, this is now 6 games in a row or so. He's stepping it up, man. He's playing more disciplined. Only 1 foul tonight. Very active. There was a real cool play. I believe it was either the second or third quarter. And Dame caught a steal, and they had Mitch on a 2-on-1 break. And Dame fed it to, I believe, Simons, who was going for a corner 3. Mitch closed him out. He dribbles off baseline and ends up throwing the ball away across the court. So just good hustle plays, and Mitch is just really showing some maturity out there, man.
Yeah, I thought Mitch killed Whiteside, man. I thought it wasn't even close. I mean, Whiteside didn't have a terrible game as it was.
Right.
But I thought Whiteside did most of his damage without Mitch out there. Particularly at the beginning of both halves against Gibson. He did a lot of damage there. And, credit to Miller for, adjusting relatively quickly and getting Mitch in there as one of the first subs. That seems like his game plan anyways. Bring Mitch in there. Like, don't let the team see Mitch right away. I guess lull them into a comfort zone.
Yeah.
And then bring Mitch in there and just stomp on them. Because Mitch is a starter caliber player now.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's only a matter of time. He's going to be back in the starting lineup again.
He'll get it. He'll get in there sooner than later, man.
But, I mean, regardless of when he gets in, as long as he's putting in a quality 25 to 30 minutes every night, like, without fouling too much, I'm good with it. And, he came in and he wrecked Whiteside in this game. It wasn't even close. And Mitch just continually, even if he doesn't necessarily look like he has the best position to get a rebound, he somehow always gets a hand on it. I think it's just his quick first and second jump helps because he'll start just kind of tapping the ball around and then he starts jumping and trying to get up higher for it and stuff.
Right.
As long as he can get a fingertip on it, there's a decent chance that he's going to get any given rebound. So he's starting to get very like Dennis Rodman-esque with his nose for getting rebounds out there, I think.
Definitely, man. And as you said, he always seems to have a knack for the ball. Tonight, he was just securing everything, though, man. He was not losing it at all. And, it's a solid effort by Mitch. Okay, once again, make sure you guys sign up for the snapbacks. We're going to close the contest soon. Tonight, one lucky winner to celebrate the new year as we kick off 2020, Al. One lucky Knicks fan is going to be able to pick between these two snapbacks. You got the crispy icy white, and you got the orange and blue little conglomerate going on over here. So real nice. Salute to my guy Shells for donating to the cause. All brand new snapbacks, new era snapbacks, and just a little gift, token of appreciation from CP to the fans, man. Appreciate you guys, man. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Let's get back to the phones, Al. Let's go to Delano's with us. Delano from North Carolina checking in. Delano, Happy New Year, man.
Hey, Happy New Year to everybody, man. Happy New Year to you too, CP. Alex Wolf, salute to everybody in the chat.
Same to you, man.
Fire Steve Mills. You know the vibes already. Listen, as long as that man got a job.
For 2020, kick it off.
As long as that man... Super facts. As long as that man got a job, I'll be calling for him to get terminated from it. It was a great game tonight. First off, I want to salute Melo. He came in the Garden, you know what I'm saying? All that revenge game, I mean, come on, that's like 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? There's no revenge at this point right now, especially the fact that he asked for the trade after we fired Phil. So, for me, I've always said, where's the revenge at? We gave you what you wanted. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I'm not mad about it. You know what I'm saying? Moving on and all that good stuff. Hope for the best for him in the rest of his career. Great game from him. Great game. Bad game from Dame. And I'm actually glad about it. You know, as much as I'm a Dame fan, glad that he stunk. We needed this win.
Yeah, we got lucky. We got lucky on
I'm thinking about if
CJ had it going too. CJ had a nice game going as well. So we got lucky there.
Yeah, but the player of the game to me is Robinson. Mitchell Robinson showed up and showed out. I mean, that first lob looked like OBJ making his signature catch. I was out of my seat for that one.
Yeah,
that was crazy.
That was crazy, man. That was crazy, man.
The ball movement was fantastic. I mean, we talk about extra passes. You got an open shot, and you still take a look for the extra pass. That's the type of stuff that I'd be looking for from this squad. The defensive effort was there. That's all I'd be asking for. Everybody want to talk about Randall and the offense, but I keep saying, I would love balance. All I want is balance. You don't have to block every shot. You don't have to steal every time the ball comes your way. But give me defensive effort. Show me that you don't want the other guy to have an open look. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We talk bad about Frank because all he gives us is defense, no offense. I keep saying the same thing. I want balance. Give me a shot. Give me some scoring along with your defense. We know what you can do on one end. Prove that you can do it on the other end, too. So I'm happy for a great performance. I seen Kevin Knox get involved on defense, too. He swatted he deflected a shot. Mm-hmm. And that's all I'm saying. Just give me some effort.
Yeah. Kev was definitely.
But I will say this, too.
Good.
I will say this, too. These referees, they must have some kind of grudge against us. I don't know what it is because I've seen a few plays where it's like these are blatant fouls. That one drive where Whiteside drove on Mitch and got that dunk. Mm-hmm. He lowered his shoulders. Mitch, you know what I'm saying, got pushed back. As far as the rules go, that's an offensive foul. You ain't supposed to lower your shoulders. He lowered his shoulders, no call. On the other end, in the first quarter, RJ drove to the basket on CJ McCollum for the second time. He got swatted on the arm by CJ, swatted on the wrist by Whiteside. It ended up becoming a basketball wedgie. Yeah. All I'm saying is, what's going on with these refs?
Yeah,
what's happening with these? If I can see this,
it's
you know what I'm
sketchy.
saying? If I can see this,
sketchy. Appreciate the call, Del. Well, you know RJ doesn't get calls, at all. Yeah, you know what I mean. RJ never gets called.
I think it's funny. Schwinny Poo tweeted during the game that Melo got a better whistle tonight than he's gotten any time that he was in the Garden as a Knick. And it's like, it's probably got something to do with the jersey on his chest, I think.
Facts, man. Facts. That was funny, man. But again, good to get a win. Definitely good to get a win. Let's touch on this David Stern passing, man. While you're still on out, because today David Stern passed away, age of 77. The commissioner of the league from 84 to 2014. He fell out with a brain hemorrhage, I think about 2 weeks ago, and he passed away today, New Year's Day, man. What was your thoughts on David Stern, the commissioner?
I mean, I'd be lying if I said I had super, super strong thoughts about him. There was some good, some bad. I think mostly good, though. He oversaw a really big period of growth for the league. I don't think the NBA is what it is today without him, without a doubt. The only questionable decision that I could ever think of from him was the dress code thing.
Yeah,
that always was a little weird to me. Why are you trying to affect what guys are wearing into a stadium? But other than that, I mean, he created the WNBA. He created the G League, which at the time was the D League, which has now blossomed into a really important product for the NBA. As far as development's concerned, we're seeing a lot of players come up through that system, and I honestly think that the D League is doing a ton for the big NBA. As far as, helping develop players and turn them into, guys that can come in and contribute right away that weren't necessarily ready right out of college or right when they were drafted or whatever the case. But on top of that, I mean, honestly, he always seemed like a pretty nice guy. I found him to be very funny.
Yeah.
Most of the time when he would do speaking things and, interviews and whatever, I generally found his like demeanor to be good and lighthearted by and large. Seemed like a guy that enjoyed life, had a lot of fun. And also, I mean, in the internet and Twitter era, he gave us maybe one of the best and most memeable reaction gifs of all time with him choking on the water. So, it's funny. It's really funny that's kind of some of the ways that we can remember people now in today's day and age. But I mean, honestly, his NBA policy decisions, I might not remember 5-10 years down the line, but I can guarantee you 5-10 years down the line, I'm still going to be tweeting out images of David Stern, choking on his water because he was so surprised by something or whatever. So, but all in all, rest in peace. He seemed like a good dude.
Rest in peace, man.
That was always my impression. He seemed like a nice enough guy, and by and large, I think he had a good tenure as the commissioner of the league, and I think he also picked a pretty good replacement. I like Adam Silver quite a bit too, so I think he probably has something to do with that as well. And so for that, he also kind of deserves our thanks. So
true story, man. Yeah, I mean, I think this one was real big in terms of his passing. I mean, his impact on the game was crazy. I mean, the modern NBA is what it is because of David Stern. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the way he was able to kind of grow the game globally to $1 billion phenom that it is right now. The whole Dream Team era. You know what I mean? The influx of international players that we have here. Like you said, the WNBA, the G League. He helped us. He helped the Knicks, right? They froze the envelopes. He got us Patrick Ewing. He was a diehard Knicks fan.
So they
no
say.
Mistake.
Allegedly.
Listen,
okay.
Man, David Stern froze those damn envelopes. Thank you, David Stern, for getting us the captain. But then he screwed us at 9-7, man, with Charlie Ward and P.J. Brown for suspending the players for leaving the bench. You know what I mean? We lost a lot of guys in that Knicks Heat series, man, for leaving the bench and getting suspended for some missed Game 6, some missed Game 7. So that was kind of rough. Raptors and the Grizzlies. You know what I mean? You had two expansion teams in Canada. And
brought the Bobcats back in to Charlotte, and which then turned into the Hornets.
Facts. How about, the TV rights, right? When he came in, they had TV rights deals at $10 million. They're now worth almost $1 billion in TV rights. You know, that's just crazy, man.
Well, and internationally, the game grew so much. I mean, that was a really big thing, actually. The embracing of, that I don't know how much you can credit that to Stern or just to the game. But, okay, so here's the way that the flow chart would work there. You credit Stern for helping make the game bigger.
Yeah.
In the 90s, which then inspires more European and, Asian children to like basketball growing up and play it. which then leads to more international players coming from those countries, which then leads to an even bigger, love of the game in those markets, and really big thriving leagues in those different markets now too that aren't the NBA. You have a whole huge contingent of basketball in Europe that's like almost probably only second to soccer at this point over there. And then you have basketball is, I don't know, like arguably the biggest sport in China at this point,
Facts.
I think. And the NBA is enormous in China. I mean, we saw how everything went down with the Maury situation. They were literally talking about the NBA salary cap might be affected if China would pull themselves out of NBA marketing and stuff. So
how about bringing Yao Ming over? That was a big move.
Yao Ming, yep. Yeah, and again, that all comes back to like, Yao Ming got drafted, 2002, which means how old was he? Like 19, 20 at that point?
I think he was older because he was playing in China. I think he was a little bit older.
Say even if he was like 22, however old he was, he comes over in the draft in 2002, and he probably grew up watching the product that David Stern helped build up during the 90s, and that's probably what inspired him to play basketball. On top of the fact that he was like 7'6", and it was just kind of a logical move. But
I mean, they took out the physicality of the game, took out hand checking.
Mm-hmm. Which some people hate and some people love, but ultimately, it is what it is. Like I think it led to a little more fast-paced style ball, at least in some cases. So
that's true. That's true.
Too.
It definitely opened things up. As you said, the dress code definitely controversial on many different levels, from a business standpoint, from a cultural standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
There was definitely a lot of controversy when he did that.
I always thought the cultural aspect of that always kind of bothered me.
Yeah.
It was because the guy he was targeting was Allen Iverson, who dressed very like rapper street style back in 2002, and it seemed like a direct attack on that sort of subculture, which obviously has racial connotations and everything else. So
it did.
That was always like the one black mark to me. If I think of like Stern in his time, I'm like, shit, like that's the one thing that always kind of bothered me.
That was big, man.
They eventually got over that too. I think Stern realized, because that was gone before Stern was gone as the commissioner.
Yeah.
So he realized his error of his ways.
On it.
Yeah, he lightened it up, and now it's even lighter. I mean, now guys just dress. It's just a different fashion era now. You know what I mean? Now it's like
it ain't my speed.
It's fashionable for LeBron to wear a suit with shorts now. Like that's just a move to do one day. So it's just a different era.
I can't even touch that, man. What about the Chris? He vetoed the Chris Paul trade. David Stern was like the godfather of the league. He vetoed the Chris Paul trade to the Lakers.
And a lot of people hated that. Yeah, that was very controversial. Lakers fans in particular will still tell you that was. I mean, they won championships after they after they made the. That was when they made then instead the. Or no, I'm sorry, they didn't win a championship after that because they made the D12 trade instead of that.
The white trade,
right?
Yeah.
So I guess that didn't quite work out for them, but. I mean, I don't know. They still complain about that to this day, but I was mixing it up with the Pau Gasol trade for a second. That happened well before that, before the Chris Paul saga. So,
and then the two things with MJ, they banned the black and red Jordan 1s.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely, they fined MJ and banned the black and red Jordan 1s because they didn't have enough white in the shoes. That was back in '85, I think.
Imagine how preposterous that is by today's standards. You literally have guys getting custom airbrushed shoes,
wear whatever you want,
whatever designs on them. I mean, I don't know. It's even funnier to think about that. Like when you think about, we think, oh, that's so antiquated that happened in 1985 or whatever. The NFL didn't get rid of those rules until like 2 years ago. So it just kind of puts in perspective that the NBA is usually quite a bit ahead of other leagues as far as stuff goes.
Yeah, definitely ahead of it. And then, the whole MJ conspiracy theory when he left.
Mm-hmm.
What's it, the gambling issue? Was he really trying to play baseball? Did David Stern know about the gambling addiction? I
heard a theory that his dad got murdered by the mob or something.
Yeah. They said MJ owed. They said MJ owed those dudes in suits, man, and that's why he backed away from the game. And they claim that David Stern knew about it. David Stern in the interview with Woj, read that article with Woj. He said when they were dealing with the lockout of 2011, he went into the locker room at the All-Star game and told the players that they better come to the table. He said he knows where all the bodies in the NBA were buried because he put them there. So take it for what you will, Al. But to me, that means frozen envelopes and a lot of under the table dealings, man. But hey, you take it for what you will, man.
David Stern was the Godfather, I guess, man. Don David,
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
David Soprano.
Absolutely, man. So, yeah, listen, just to put a bow on it, I think you got to touch on it because of the impact that he had, whether it was, from the game itself or whatever the controversy was. He was definitely a controversial figure, but no doubt had a big impact on the game. I mean, we might not even be here talking about the game if it wasn't for some, things that he did.
Yeah. Definitely true. I mean, good and bad. We just highlighted how many good things, how many bad things. But by and large, the positives well outweighed the negatives. I think that's pretty undisputed as far as Stern's concerned.
Absolutely. All right, so let me take Dan from Long Island. Let's take his call. And then, Al, I know you got to run and record, right?
Nah, I got time.
Okay.
See all the callers through if you want.
All right, no doubt.
I'm good.
All right, Dan, you're up next, man. How you feeling? Happy New Year, man.
Hey, good, man. Thanks for putting me down, man.
How's everything?
Yeah, good. Listen, real quick, Reggie Bullock tonight. If he gives you that every night, he makes a big difference. I think
big difference.
It means the end of ISO.
Yeah, I think ISO's minutes, regardless, ISO's minutes still been, on promise. So with this, Dotson's minutes are going to be impacted. So. Yeah, I think if Reggie's going to come in here and play like this, it's definitely going to move some guys down.
I just think, like I said, man, I think he's not going to get any light now. I mean, I'm just being candid. And the other thing I want to just touch on with you folks tonight is something I think that, if you don't watch the game tonight, you don't pick up on it, right? And that's, I was counting, at least in the first half, boards for Randall. And you look at Randall's boys, how many he had tonight? 12, 13, whatever he had. I think he had like 6 or 7, maybe even the first quarter alone.
Randall had,
he did not have a contested rebound.
Randall had
13, 12?
He had...
I believe he had 13 rebounds.
13 boards, 12 defensive rebounds.
Right. And 7 of them, at least the first 7, there was not one contested rebound. In other words, they were just, typical 3-pointers that go long and no one gets to the rim, so they just bounce around. The reason I point that out is I'm not knocking Randall. It's to point how stat lines can be, deceiving, because Mitch, every board Mitch got tonight, he got it the old-fashioned way. With 1 foot in the paint, beating bodies, and I thought he might have only had 8 tonight. But if you can name one board that wasn't important tonight, and I think, I point that out because, again, if you didn't watch the game, you're reading the stat line, you may think that Julius had a bigger day on the glass, but the reality is I thought Robinson does. And, look, you guys both know, like, the NBA's changed a lot. Big guys don't need to have a back-to-the-basket game no more. As long as you can pick and roll, and then you can eat off missed shots, you can be a multi-millionaire in this league and an all-star. You don't need to have a post game. And I just think, Mitch, if he can develop, a 15-footer, he has everything else that you need to be a perennial all-star. I mean, he really showed that tonight. And, I thought a lot of credit. And then the last thing I want to point out is with Melo, man. And you guys I only tuned in about a half hour ago, so I might have missed part what you're talking about. A lot of respect for Melo. And yes, I enjoy watching him take cats on the block. And I love it. I do. But my man won't pass out of a double team to save his life.
Hey, Dan, he was in MSG, man. He wanted the glory, man. He wanted the glory.
No,
Dan.
but you know what I'm saying? He don't. But he don't share that rock at all. Yeah. And it's just amazing to me. I understand he'll be a Hall of Famer. But my man, that cat only joined the team 2 months ago.
Hey, he's back, baby. He's back.
I am dumbfounded that he's allowed to do that. I just can't believe some cat can roll in.
Yeah,
I mean,
on
listen, the squad,
Dave didn't have it go tonight, man. I appreciate the goal.
They were trusting to do that from like day one, though. I mean,
yeah, they gave him the green light, man. Melo said, "Thanks for leaving the light on. I got it from here. This is my building. Dame, you go sit down and give him a barf bag. I got this." The crowd was hyping him up. Come on, man. Melo wanted it tonight, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but hey, listen, we got the W. It was good to see Melo, do Melo. We know his game, right, Dan? We know he's not gonna let that ball go. But hey, it's good to get the W still.
Talking about what you just said there too, though, about Mitch developing a 15-footer. I mean, if he ever does that, forget about it. He's basically Amari Stoudemire on offense if he ever does that.
Hell yeah!
Like, can you imagine that? Like,
if
Mitch could shoot from the elbow,
shoot that ball, Mitch.
Oh man, GG, man, it's over.
Mid-range Mitch, we need him, man. Come on, Mitch, let's go here, man.
Yeah.
All right, let's give away this hat real quick.
Ooh, let's do it.
Let's definitely do it. So if you guys, some of you new guys joining us, salute to everybody. Happy New Year. Nice to get a win. Knicks Nation 117 to 91. I believe it's 92. That might be a typo on my end, but whatever, Knicks win. And for that, we're going to give away a snapback hat to one lucky winner to celebrate 2020. The form is going around in the chat. The link is going around in the chat, and we're going to announce the winner right now. Just let me hit my my contest theme music. All right, here we go. Al, did you sign up?
Nah, I didn't. I decided I'd leave it to everybody else.
All right. It's all good, man. You definitely get in the competition. All right, here we go.
I'll get in on the next one.
All right, no doubt. So, how many entries do we have tonight? We had 157 entries, Al. And people want the hats.
Dude, hats are hot, man. That's a good item.
The people want the snaps.
I love my Knicks hats.
Hell yeah.
I got a pretty good collection.
Yeah. I got a good one going as well.
Oh, I know you got a good collection.
Yeah,
I've seen you in like different hats every day of the weekend. So.
I gotta make sure when people see the video, they know it's a new video. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Makes sense.
No playing on loop, you know?
Yeah. This ain't the replay. This is live and direct. All right, here we go. Oh, I see more names trickling in. Hurry up, people. You still got time, but I'm putting all the names in. By the time I'm done putting the names in, everything has to go because we're gonna pick the winner. All right, here we go.
Someone says freeze my envelope.
Oh man, we just got 7 more entries. All right. Oh, we just got 8 more entries. All right, here we go. On the count of 3, I'm going to cut the entries. On the count of 3, no more entries. 1, 2, 3. All right, Joshua Valentine, you're the last of the Mohicans. 173 entries in total, Al. I'm about to throw my screen on the contest. No frozen envelopes here. We got all the names. All right, here we go. On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, the lucky winner is... Who's the winner? What does it say? Justin Valentin. Justin Valentin, congratulations. You are the winner of the Knicks Snapback giveaway. Justin Valentin, congratulations, man. But you know what, Al? It's 2020. And we got a W. Yeah. So I'm feeling generous right now. So we're going to give another snapback away. Everybody gets a snapback. No, just kidding. Not everybody.
Oprah style.
Yeah, not Oprah style. I can't afford that because we got over 1,000 people watching on Facebook alone. That'll be a hefty bill. But all right.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Hey, someday that's the goal, right? Someday just get big enough that someone puts the bill for you to give away 1,000 hats.
Charge it to Jimmy D in the straight shot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Simple and plain.
Just offer to let him do a concert live on Knicks Fan TV.
Simple and plain.
Maybe he'll do it then. You know?
Yeah. That's it, man. All right, so Justin's going to get his first pick. And then Dave, so just mark down Justin Valentin as the winner. We're going to remove him. And then we're going to go again. Back to the list. All right, here we go. The name picker ninja selects Jay Nelson. Jay Nelson, congratulations. You are the winner of the Knicks Snapback. We got more, so you can choose from a different selection. So, hey, Justin Valentin, Jay Nelson kicked us off for the 2020. Congratulations, fellas. There was no hocus pocus here, Al. There's no frozen envelopes. This is just straight to the facts.
Yeah, it looked pretty straight to me.
Yeah, straightforward, man. Straightforward. There's no recount here. So congratulations to those guys, man. All right, how many more calls we got? How much time you got, Al?
I got as much time as you want.
Okay, all right. Let's go back to the phones. Eric from Atlanta.
Let's kill it. This is a big game.
This was
I
a
feel
big
like
one.
This deserves as long of a show as we need to
Definitely,
get through
man.
everybody.
Definitely. Eric from Atlanta, it's up. How you feeling, man?
Yo, what's up, man? Hey, thanks for taking my call, man.
No doubt, bro. Happy New Year.
Hello? Yeah, thanks. Thanks to you. I just wanted to point out 3 stats, man. The 29 assists, 64 bench points, and 54 points in the paint. That should always get you a win.
Yeah,
I feel like.
Yeah, and turnovers. Only 2 turnovers in the second half. I believe it was maybe 8 overall, and to the 25 or 29 assists. That's a good ratio right there, man. They're moving the rock, and give credit to Frank and Peyton. They gave you 18 dimes together.
No doubt. I'm down here in Atlanta, man. I get clowned on the regular about the Knicks, but I'm wearing my Knicks sweatshirt tomorrow, man, with pride.
I hope it's not a Hawks fan
Knicks.
clowning you, man.
I was about to say,
you got to zip
talk
them
to
up.
some Hawks fans.
Yeah, you got to put them on mute, man.
There's a lot
better
of
not be Hawks
transplants.
fans.
There's a lot
You know
of
what you should
transplant
do?
fans, so we got fans from all over, man.
Yeah.
Go to those Hawks fans and show them the workout tape of Julius Randle over the summer and be like, hey, look, you didn't take HGH.
That's a fact. All facts, man. Appreciate the call, Eric. Yeah, I used to live in Atlanta, man. I went to grad school down there, and going to Knicks Hawks games, you know the whole route, man. DC, Miami, Atlanta, Charlotte. Those are all our hubs for transplant New Yorkers. So we would literally be 60-40 Knicks fans in the building. Like every other seat was damn near a Knicks fan, and then some. The boos would get so loud for Al Horford at the free throw line. He would be pissed off at the free throw line to try to get the Hawks fans up. It was a good time, man.
Yeah, the New York fans, just in broad sweeping terms, travel really well to the South for some reason. Like, it's the same thing in baseball. Like, Yankees and Mets fans travel like crazy. I mean, you look at the games, like Marlins games, I know I'm a Mets fan. It's like all Mets there. It's crazy. Knicks fans travel like no other basketball fan, I don't think.
We are everywhere, man. We are definitely everywhere. So salute to Eric and the A. Hold it down out there. Let's go to Vinny from the Bronx up next. Vinny, how you doing, man?
Yo, what's going on, guys?
How you feeling, bro?
Everything going? What's up, Iris? What's up, JP? What's up, Nick Chat? Yo, god damn, so shit.
Yo, just keep it family, man. It's New Year, bro. Yeah, keep it family.
Pardon me. I know it's a happy day. It's a happy day. I know.
Yeah, of course.
Reggie, man, goodness. Reggie, shoot. He's like, you know, it's so funny about Reggie because it's like he comes in the first game, the first day out of the year, and he produces, and it's just so like the way that you see the spacing, the way for how his game is, right? And then mind you have like we go through this whole spaz, Knicks fans. Oh, Dennis Smith Jr., this, that. Oh, how we're gonna move the ball, how we're gonna go with the spacing. I think all that spacing talk, and like it's a matter of the guys, of just all those guys, and there's other pieces. I'm sure there's other pieces to it at the end, but I mean, this guy, if we're talking results, Bullock, he came in. How much he dropped? Like 12. What off the bench?
Yeah, 11 or 12.
Great role.
Yeah.
It was 11. Three threes and a 2.
3 threes. Yep.
Right. Yeah. He's producing, and then mind you, the play amongst everybody else. Like Frank is infectious. Like he's doing whatever he's doing, and then you have Randall. Oh my God! like even through everything, right? It's still painful. But when you have like Reggie and somebody like Reggie that's there, that it kind of maneuvers it. So now we have Reggie and we got Dot. So we got 2 big shooters, and Kev is a big shooter. We have guys who can shoot, and I mean, when you have pieces there, you got pieces to work with, and if the results show, that's what it shows, and that's what this guy Miller's doing, and true Bullock, goodness. Like I think he's gonna keep going. Like his production is that's solid. Like that's solid.
Yeah.
Straight out. Now you can't.
Well, let's see where it goes. Let's see where it goes, Al. But certainly tonight, you're encouraged by his effort. You know, he may not bring it every night like that. He's just getting started, but I think it was good to just see his effort. He just looked like he was in shape. He was ready to go, man.
I figured the effort would be there, but I didn't think the shooting stroke would be there right away.
Yeah.
Like, that was the surprising part. Like, you don't expect him to shoot, like, whatever it was. I think he shot 3 of 5. 3 of 5. Yeah.
3 of 5, yeah.
3 of 5 from 3. I mean, you don't expect that on night one after a pretty major surgery that people thought might even keep you out for the better part of the year. So, yeah, it's pretty solid.
Good story, man. Good story. So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit that thumbs up for your boys. Are we at 500 thumbs up yet? Let me know. Hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Please share these videos. Very important for you guys to share these videos, man. Support us, all diehard Knicks fans, all basketball fans. If you're not a fan of the Knicks and you're just watching because you enjoy the show, throw your team in the chat. I just want to see who's here from other teams. I just want to see what type of support we're getting. Also, remember, these shows are available in audio podcast format. Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Alexa, and Stitcher, all on the Knicks Fan TV. So all the interviews, all the post-game shows are available in audio format. So if you're at work tomorrow, you can't watch video, then go ahead and you have it in audio. Real quick for all the locals, our next event at the Garden is going to be Knicks versus Nets, January 26th. We're going to be in the Chase Suite. That's myself, Jay Elsa, Knick of Time Show, and Knicks Omni fan. Al, you going to be there?
I'm going to be there for SI, actually.
Nice.
So I'll come say hi.
So Alex Wolf is going to be in the building. The tickets are $150. It's going to come with access to the pregame shoot-around. And also access to the post-game free throw contest. And also you'll be on Knicks Fan TV for the pregame, halftime, post-game show. So it's a great deal. Can't get it anywhere else. And so make sure you guys come out. The link is in the video description if you want to get a ticket. All right, Al, we are coming up on the last caller. I also want to shout out a couple more super chats. Danny Thomas sent us a super chat checking in from Stockton, California. Happy New Year, Danny. Big Surge checking in, sends us a super chat. He says, great win, but New Year's Eve in NYC ain't Portland. He said those boys were lit last night. Melo knew what it was.
Yeah, Melo's the only one that's been there before.
Melo
right?
knew what it was. Melo was in bed by 8 o'clock, man. Dave was on the streets, man. Melo knew what time it was. You know, Melo knew what time it was. And then last super chat comes from Shane Mack from New Jersey. So Shane, we definitely appreciate the super chat as well. All right, closer of the night is gonna go to Sergio. I want to talk about the win tonight. Sergio, how you feeling, bro?
I'm good, CP, man. Yo, Happy New Year. Alex, dude, I've been listening to you all night, bro. Me and you on the same wave, brother. I'm really feeling what you got to say. But, yo, I'm thinking with a little bald head, you know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, this looks like Van Gundy 2.0, bro. The gym rat film room, bald head dude that just, he's like a hermit in the closet just watching film. I'm really feeling it. I like it. You know what I'm saying? But the moment of truth is on us right now, right? Let's as Knicks fans, let's dream for a second, right?
Oh boy, here we go. Here we go.
We are so close. If we're CP, if we're so close, the playoff picture could be within reach.
Oh, man.
Do you still take the chance and not trade Morris? Because I was listening to a couple of people say Morris is kind of the heart of this team. If you're within reach of the playoffs and it's in sight, it's a reality. Do you still trade him?
Let me see how the West Coast trip goes. Ask me next week.
I was gonna say the good thing about this is you have a month and change to figure that out.
Yeah,
like they can drag this all the way out until the trade deadline, which I think is, I don't know. Last year I think it was like the 7th. I don't know what it is this year, but I mean you could drag it out all the way up to the trade deadline without issue. You know, and just kind of have a deal in your back pocket. And if you're still 4 or 5 games out of the playoff spot, and be like, you know what? Okay, like we've been treading water at 4 or 5 games back for a while now. I think we could just ship them out at this point and just call it what it is. And, you know, like I said, still offer that handshake agreement, you know, maybe bring him back in the off season. But
so,
I don't know.
It's
going to be tricky with him.
You guys got to remember. You guys got to remember, though, this is the Knicks. And what's the most Knicksian thing that can happen? he'll get hurt before the trading deadline, and we'll get stuck with him. We can't trade him.
Well, that's the
what
other
I'm
risk
afraid
you
of.
run, right?
That's the most risky thing to happen.
That's the risk you run, man.
But that same thing could happen too, if you decide to keep him and make that push for the playoffs.
Exactly.
It could be the day after the trade deadline and he'll get hurt, and then you go, oh, we just kept him. We could have gotten a first rounder for him yesterday, and he just got hurt. Now he's not even going to be able to play. So I don't know. It's a whole thing. It's going to be a tough business decision if they keep playing the way they're playing.
Gonna be tough, man. Gonna be tough. I was waiting for the P word to come out, Al, and it was the last call of the night, and it was from Sergio. That's my guy, man. I knew somebody was gonna come with the P word. The chat is roasting him right now. I'm not sure if he can go back to the chat tonight. Sergio, you might want to just hang it up, man. Call it a night, bro, because the chat is definitely not hearing the P word right now.
I see. Don't you put that voodoo on us?
The chat is not feeling it, man. But, man. Well, listen, man. It was a good win. What else can we say? Good win, good effort. And
like I said, I don't want to downplay the fact that, again, we got to have our cake and eat it too in this game and got to see Melo go off too.
That's it.
That was fun. It was really fun watching Melo play like that again.
That's it.
A lot better than the last time he was here, because the last time he only put up like 12 points. He shot like 4 of 16 or some crap.
Yeah, he was terrible.
It was not a good game for him.
He was terrible when OKC came here. So
yeah,
that was the Beasley game.
Yeah,
my man Beasley went off that night, man.
Beasley and the Knicks won that one, right?
Yeah, they did. They did. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. They definitely did, man. Well, Al, happy New Year to you, man. Thanks for coming on. Great show as usual, man. Love when you come on the show. Let me throw it on to you. Sign out. Let the people know where they can find you, man.
All right. Well, Happy New Year to you as well. Happy New Year to everybody watching. Thank you guys all for watching Knicks Fan TV. Hopefully you all tomorrow morning check out Locked on Knicks. Or read Posting and Toasting. So I write for Posting and Toasting. I follow us at PT Knicks Blog on Twitter. I do Locked on Knicks. So you can find us at Locked on Knicks on Twitter, available anywhere you get podcasts. And you can check me out on Knicks SI, Knicks Sports Illustrated. That's at Knicks SI on Twitter. And next game I will personally be at will be the 10th against the Pelicans, which I think is the next home game. But there's, plenty of other good writers there as well. And also check me out on Twitter at the Alex Wolf. And that thus ends my lengthy list of
there you go.
That
He's finally finished with the resume. All present. Good stuff, though, Al, man. Good stuff. Good work, man. And salute to everybody once again for watching. We had like over 1,300 people watching. I think that might have been the record once again for a 10-24 team, Al. The support for Knicks Fan TV has been tremendous. Thanks again. Happy New Year. Way to kick off the new year. Congratulations to Justin Valentin and Jay Nelson. They are the winners of the snapback giveaway. We will have more snapbacks to give away in the future, so make sure you keep it locked here after every post game, because sometimes I might just drop it as a surprise. Share these videos, very important. Text your friend right now, text your family right now, whether they're a Knicks fan, basketball fan, whatever. Let them know about Knicks Fan TV. Very important to support me in that way. Hit that thumbs up for your boy. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. Salute to everybody that sent us a super chat tonight. Always the donations are appreciated. You can also send a PayPal or Cash App using the links below. Once again, Knicks win 117-113 to start the season off. 3-game win streak happening. Let's go. And yeah, man, this kicks off a 4-game West Coast trip. Knicks are in Phoenix next January the 3rd. That will be this Friday. I'll be here. I think JLs will be back. Make sure to keep it locked. Knicks Fan TV, #1 show for the fans, by the fans. Happy New Year once again, people. We'll see you Wednesday. Peace.